Hey, Terry, are you there? You do realize that this is my parents' home. We're already divorced, so I want you out of there ASAP. How much longer do you plan to stay? I want you out. You've practically taken over the living room. Are you out of your mind? The place looks like a total pigsty.
Is it you again, Erica? Why you keep on harping on and on about that? For your information, I do not plan on leaving.
Why not?
Because Mom said so. She said that once you get married, the wife provides everything to the husband. That's apparently the accepted practice. So, even though we are divorced, you were once my wife, and everything you own has been transferred to me.
Are you nuts? I've never heard such hogwash in my life. Did your mom grow up in the Middle Ages or something? Besides, this is not my house. It's my parents' place. They've got nothing to do with your hokey-pokey beliefs.
I'm gonna say this one more time. Once we're married, what's yours becomes mine, even if we're divorced. Therefore, the house now belongs to me. I want you out of my house ASAP, you parasite!
Parasite? Have you totally lost it, Terry?
You're an unwelcome bug. Where did I put that bug spray? I really should have this whole house fumigated.
Terry, you've totally gone wacko. You really should see a doctor. Just get the hell out of my house, please.
That's my line. Lee, would you please? For God's sake. Besides, the baseball game's about to start. Okay, that's enough texting for today. I'm gonna crack open a nice cold beer and enjoy this game. So, get lost. Please, just pack your bags and do a vanishing act, would you?
Terry, come on, this is nuts. Terry, are you there? Answer me for God's sake. I just got home from work and my keys don't work. Did you go and change the locks?
Hey, back from work so early?
You didn't, did you? Change the damn locks?
That's right, I changed them. You just wouldn't listen to me, so I took drastic measures. It was the only way to keep you out.
Man, you've really gone too far.
How many times do I have to keep repeating myself? This is my house!
And how many times do I have to keep denying it? This is my parents' house. And also, I just saw our nameplate outside. Did you really use a magic marker to scratch out my name? You've gone completely unglued. What else can I say?
Well, that's about all I could do for now. I'll have a proper one made later. Just the first step towards establishing my ground.
You have no legal right to be doing this. You do realize that, right? Just open this damn door.
No can do. This is my house, remember? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it, but my mom is also moving in next month.
Excuse me? What?
I had no choice but to kick you out. You're like a stubborn stain that just won't come off. I need a super strong detergent to get that darn stain off and for good.
Are you trying to take over this house?
Like I said, this is my home. I'm not trying to take it over. It's already mine. If you have nothing else, please get lost.
Terry, you're going to regret this.
Finally gave up, I see. Now I can finally relax. May as well crack open another beer. Stay the hell out of my house.
Hey, Jim, could you put me up for the night?
Huh? Is that you, Erica? What's up, sis?
Actually, it may not be just tonight. Maybe a bit longer.
Yeah, no problem, but why? What's wrong? Got a long drive ahead of you, though. From there, it'll take at least an hour.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you directly anyway.
Yeah? Talk to me about what?
Terry just commanded her house.
Huh? What do you mean, commandeer? Do you mean like he confiscated it or something?
Yup, that's exactly right. Just took it over as if it were his. He even changed the lock to the front door.
You're talking about Mom and Dad's place, right? I know Mom and Dad asked you to take care of the place while they were gone. You work nearby, don't you? You're talking about that house, right?
Yes, that's right. It's only been 3 days since we got divorced, but he just won't leave. Says it's his place now. He even said his mom is moving in next month. Can you believe it? Right after the divorce went through, I demanded that he leave, but he was persistent. Just wouldn't budge. I've been pleading with him to leave for 3 days straight. I had an important business meeting today, so I was out all day. But when I got home, the door was locked and I couldn't get into my own home.
Man, I can't believe he went to all the trouble of changing the lock.
I know, he's totally bonkers. I was going to call the cops, but I didn't want to cause a big scene, so late at night... You know the Dawsons next door, right? Well, they just had a baby a few weeks ago, so I decided not to cause a ruckus. For now, at least, and decided to contact you. Sorry about this.
Don't worry about it. But why would Terry be so adamant about staying at the house? Why not just move to his parents' place or something? He's the one who wanted a divorce. He should be the one to leave.
Yeah, well, I think it's his mother. Probably filling his head with all kinds of nonsense. Apparently, she told him that even if we get divorced, everything I own becomes his. I can't understand that logic, of course.
So, he got into his head that the house is his. I haven't talked to you about your personal matters much, but as far as I've heard, the reason you divorced was something to do with Terry's mother being a real pain in the ass. Nitpicking about everything you did. And the fact that Terry never really stuck up for you and always took his mother's side.
I never thought it would escalate to this after the divorce went through. I mean, who would have imagined?
How about all your stuff? What happened to everything?
Yeah, about that. I got most of my valuables like jewelry and cash, but there was a bunch of other stuff that I had to leave behind.
Oh, that's too bad. Anyway, no problem staying here with me. Come on over and we'll have dinner ready for you. We can talk more then.
Thanks, Jim. I knew I could rely on my big brother.
We need to sit down and discuss plans to get that house back. Maybe we should give Dad a call.
Huh? Call Dad? But he's way across the state.
Yeah. I heard he'll be in the next county over for a business meeting tomorrow. He said it's like an hour or two drive. If we explain the situation, I'm sure he'll rush over to help us.
Really? If Dad were here, things would go a lot smoother. After all, it's his property.
Okay. It's all set then. I'll call Dad right away and you get your little butt down here.
Jim!
Just kidding. Be careful driving down here.
Okay, thanks, big brother. Hey, Terry, are you there? You will be leaving that house today. Mark my words.
Oh, come on! Not you again! What the hell do you want? I thought we settled this yesterday! You're really hell-bent on getting this house back, aren't you?
You're really hell-bent on squatting. I know why you're squatting in my house. You got fired from your job and can't rent a place, right?
Huh? Where'd you hear that?
And the reason why you can't go to your mom's apartment? It seems she's heavily in debt and can't pay the rent this month. So she's getting kicked out.
Who the hell told you all that?
Your friend, the one who took my side during the divorce hearings. He did a little checking for me.
Randy! I knew that guy since high school. How could he do this to me?
Yeah, Randy. He's a way better person than you. He was shocked how you treated me. He told me everything. So you and your mom have nowhere to live. So you decide to take over my parents' house. Do you really think such a preposterous scheme would really work?
Of course it would work. This place is already mine. The only people that have the right to live here are me and my mom. My wife's stuff is my stuff, ex or otherwise. Get that through your head. This house is mine. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's settled.
This is our home, buddy.
Huh? Who is this?
Hey, it's been a while, hasn't it, Terry? You remember me. Jim, Erica's older brother.
Jim? What the hell do you want?
Just helping out my little sister.
This has nothing to do with you.
I don't have your line ID, so I'm using Erica's phone. I hope you don't mind.
You're not here with Erica, are you?
Yeah, I am. Along with my father.
Your father's here too?
Now, why wouldn't he be here? After all, it's his property. He owns the land. And the house itself, that's in my name.
Huh? Seriously? I thought the house and land was in Erica's name.
Yeah, it's her family home, but she doesn't own it legally. We do.
She never told me that.
My father and I live and work over in another county, so obviously we can't live there. Then you and Erica got married and simply started living there on our behalf. She worked nearby, so we didn't mind. Besides, it was great to have someone looking after the house for us. We're not living there now, but we eventually plan to return. It's our family home, after all, and we plan to keep it that way.
But...
You must have figured you could just take over the place since we weren't living there.
Well, I was just trying to... Alright then. How about this? I'll get back together with Erica.
Excuse me? Are you saying you guys are gonna get married again? The divorce just went through 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah, well, it happens a lot, right? Just a difference of opinion, but we still love each other. We'll invite my mom and we can live as one big happy family. Problem solved.
I heard the reason you guys got a divorce was because of your mom. She really did a number on Erica. Drove her nuts, I hear.
Huh? No. My mom never...
And you never had her back. Always sticking up for your mom. Must have been really lonely to have no one to comfort her. I don't see why she would want to remarry a mama's boy like you. I mean, really? She would be nuts to even consider it.
Yo, well, that's me and Erica's problem. We'll work it out.
All right, then. Why don't we meet? You, me, and my dad. Let's talk this out and come to some sort of agreement. What do you say?
Huh? Meet? In person? Where?
My dad had the locksmith open the back door.
Huh? A locksmith? Back door?
You're gonna need some talking to about personal property, my friend. You know what? Actually, now that you guys are divorced, we could call the cops. You know, report an intruder. You could get shot.
Please. No cops.
This locksmith guy is good. We're coming in.
Please, we can do this later. I have some errands to run right now, so... Erica! Are you there? Please, help me!
What do you want?
Your brother and your dad, they're making me work at some work site.
Oh, yeah. I figured it would turn out this way. I hear it's a live-in job, and your mom can join you. Sounds pretty good if you ask me. I mean, you guys had no job or a place to live. Worked out perfectly. You should be grateful to my brother and my dad. They did you a favor.
Are you kidding me? This ain't no favor! I'd rather be jobless and homeless than do this crap! You really think my mom and I are happy working at Gonzo Sanitation Services?
My brother and dad pulled some strings to get you guys that live-in job. I wish you would show some appreciation.
But we can't work there, of all places!
Come on, don't be such a wimp. You'll get used to it in no time. It may be hard for a while, but just think. Someday you'll grow to love that job. Good luck.
Don't give me that good luck crap! Why the hell did you even bring your brother and dad to the house anyway? Why couldn't you leave things as it were? Everything was going just great. All you had to do was keep your mouth shut, hand over the house to me. Nobody would have been the wiser. But you had to blab about this to your brother and your dad.
What's wrong with you? Do you still not understand?
What are you talking about?
The house. It's in my brother and father's name. It's not mine and it's certainly not yours. Get that through your dim-witted head of yours, would you? I'm sick of repeating myself. Even if I simply said, okay, Terry, I'll give you the house. Do you really think that would pass? I could point at the house next door and say, that's yours. Would that make it yours? Same thing.
Yeah, well...
You really need to catch up on some basic rules of society for God's sake. Well, you got plenty of time to think it over with your mom. Good luck.
Hold on a sec, Erica.
So long, Terry. Have a good life.
Please, Erica, don't abandon me!
Terry was texting me like that while packing up his stuff. My brother and my dad kept an eye on him while he got ready. They obviously suspected he was texting me, trying to get me to reconsider. I gave my brother the text exchange later on, and he handed the transcript to Terry's new boss, who used it as future reference. As part of his employee training, I suppose. As for Terry's mom, she had accumulated considerable debt. I hear she's working hard to pay that off by working double shifts as part of the road crew. Oh, and my father had several cases of expensive craft beer that he had collected and stored in the fridge down in the cellar. When he found out that practically all of it was gone, he went ballistic. He had even ordered several cases from Europe, some rare, hard-to-get brand. Some of it was very rare, irreplaceable, I heard. It was all valued at more than $10,000. Terry was utterly shocked to get the bill. He figured it was just your usual Bud Light. All I could do was shake my head in disbelief.
Hey, Mia. It's been a while. It's your mother.
Sorry, who?
I mean, your biological mother? Wait, didn't I give you this number before?
No, you never gave me this number. And anyway, what do you want from me all of a sudden?
Oh, come on. There's no need to treat me like a stranger.
You basically are a stranger to me, though.
This kind of stubbornness really doesn't look good on you. You're a girl, so try to act a little more courteous.
I've no courtesy for the woman who cheated on my dad and then abandoned us. Why are you even contacting me again right now? I thought I made it clear before that I never wanted to see or talk to you ever again.
Well, I tried to contact your father first, but he keeps ignoring me. So I figured, that if it was going to be like that, I'd try messaging you instead. There's no problem with something like that, is there? It's your dad's fault for ignoring me.
Whatever it is you want to say to us, we don't want to hear it. Dad and I are happy living on our own without you. Don't contact us again. We want nothing to do with you.
How can you be so cold towards me? I'm the one who brought you into this world. Don't you even understand how painful giving birth is? The least you could do is act a little nicer to me.
If you bring this up again, I'll just block you right now.
Wait. I just want you to pass a message from me to your father.
Why? Dad not replying to your message is his answer to whatever you want to say. Just leave us alone and stop trying to involve us in your problems.
Look, I really am in a bit of trouble. I'll be honest with you. I'm really struggling with money at the moment. It's at the point where I can barely buy food to eat tomorrow.
So what? You want money from Dad? You guys are already divorced. He doesn't have to give you anything at all. Why don't you ask the guy you cheated on Dad with for money? You know, your new husband.
The two of us got divorced already, you know. That's why I'm trying to ask your dad for some help instead.
Is that it? Just get a job and earn some money on your own for once.
I can't do that right now. You see, I have a child to look after.
What do you mean you need to look after a child? Whose?
Her name is Katie. She's your little sister.
I still don't understand why this has anything to do with us.
Katie is still in elementary school, so I can't just find a job and start working. I need to be at home to look after her.
Since you have a kid, she also must have a father. Get him to pay for child support.
You're still just a child, so I guess you don't understand how the world works yet. But just because you get a divorce, it doesn't necessarily mean that you get child support as well. After Katie's father and I divorced, he cut all contact with me completely, and I haven't been able to get a hold of him no matter how hard I try. I haven't received even one payment from him.
And so what? Are you? Am I supposed to feel sorry for you? I'm telling you that this has nothing to do with me and Dad. It just means that you were naive and got yourself into a bad predicament.
How cruel! Don't you care that your little sister isn't going to have any food to eat? This is the most important time for her development. Don't you feel even a little sorry for her?
Don't try and guilt trip me over this. I've never even met her before. Just because you message me out of the blue and tell me that I have a little sister doesn't mean that I'm going to have some sisterly feelings for her immediately. She's your daughter, so you're the one who needs to look after her. That's your responsibility as parent.
That's exactly why I need the money, so that I can look after her and provide her with what she needs. You can relate to how bad it is not to have food on the table, right? Remember that time I left you at home and went traveling with my boyfriend while your dad was away on a long business trip? You kept crying because there was no food. It was that fuss you caused that ended up exposing my affair and leading to the divorce in the first place. Since you know how it feels, I'm sure you don't want Katie to experience the same pain you did at that time.
Obviously, I don't want anyone else to go through that. If you were to do something like that a second time, you really would be the lowest of the low. You're not doing that again, are you? You're looking after her properly, right?
Well, that depends on you and your father.
What are you on about? How does it depend on us?
Just make sure you convince your dad to send me money, okay? Once he transfers some money into my account, I'll make sure that Katie can eat properly. I'll text you again later, so make sure you tell him what I said.
You gotta be kidding me. Who actually acts like this? You really are the worst.
This is Katie? Are the messages sending properly? Sorry, I don't really know how to use this thing that well yet.
Katie! Thanks for contacting me. I'm sorry about going to your house unannounced like that. You must have been surprised when I showed up.
It did surprise me at first, but I wasn't so worried once I realized you knew about me. I figured you must know my mom, too.
Oh, that makes sense. It's a good thing you have your own phone. Did your mom buy it for you?
Yeah, she did. She told me I need one so that she can tell me what I need to do.
Is that so? Anyway, we didn't really get to finish our conversation from before. This might sound strange, but you love your mom, don't you?
Of course I do. She's the only family I have.
Of course. Sorry, I didn't mean to ask anything strange. And I'm sorry for trying to get you to leave the house and come with me before. That must have made you feel a little uncomfortable, right?
Well, I'm not allowed to leave the house.
Sorry, but I can't leave with you.
Why can't you leave the house? Is it because it was too late in the evening? You leave the house when you go to school, don't you?
I don't go to school.
What do you mean? You haven't been going?
Mom says that I don't need to go to school anymore.
Has she always said that?
Pretty much. I did go to school in the 1st grade, but I haven't gone since then.
I see. What time will your mom be home? Do you know?
I really don't know when she'll be back next. She does come back some days.
Comes back sometimes. She doesn't come home every night?
Sorry, can I ask you a question? Are you really my older sister? Was that true?
Yes, it's true. We have a different dad, but our mom is the same.
To be honest, I have a bit of a problem. Could you please help me?
What is it? I'll try to help if I can.
There's no more food left at home. Even if I ask Mom for some, she just tells me to drink some water. That's why I was so happy that you brought me over some snacks. Thank you so much, by the way. I was so hungry, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do.
Don't mention it. I'm glad I was able to help you a little by bringing those snacks. I should have tried a little harder to convince you to come with me. Then you could have had a proper meal here at my house.
Oh, but I'm not allowed to leave the house. Mom will get angry at me if I do. I don't want her to get angry, so I don't really want to leave. But I would be really happy if you could come by with some more snacks another time. Oh, I'm sorry for asking you for something so selfish.
It's not selfish at all. Don't worry, I'll bring some again. Aren't you lonely being stuck at home by yourself all day?
It is lonely. I'm here all the time and I have no friends to play with.
And you want to go to school, don't you?
Of course I do. I really enjoyed it when I went in the 1st grade.
And you need to leave that place!
But Mom will get angry.
Don't worry, I'll talk to her for you. Is it okay if I come over now?
I think it's fine. Oh, but I wonder if Mom will get angry about it.
She won't. Don't worry. And even if she does get angry, I'll protect you. You have nothing to worry about.
I got it. Thanks. Mom told me that I'm not allowed to talk to adults apart from her. But it's fine if it's you, right? She wouldn't get angry at me for talking to my older sister, would she?
Of course it's fine. I'm still in high school, so I'm not an adult yet. Not only am I still a kid, I'm your sister, so everything is okay.
Oh, that's great. Okay, I'll be waiting for you.
Mia, your dad is still ignoring my messages and he hasn't sent me any money yet either. What's going on? He should have sent something by now. Haven't you talked to him yet?
You seriously haven't noticed
What haven't I noticed? Cut to the chase.
that your daughter has disappeared from home? I guess that means you haven't been home for days now.
What? Are you telling me you've been to visit Katie?
I did. I wanted to confirm what you had told me the other day. I got your address from Dad and went to have a look.
And what? You took Katie away with you?
Of course I did. Anybody would have done the same. How long have you left her there by herself? The house was a complete mess, full of trash. The fridge was empty. She was crying because she was so hungry.
What was I supposed to do about it? Your dad didn't send any money.
No, you had left her in that situation even before you came to us asking for money.
But anyway, thanks. It was so nice of you to take her away and look after her for me. I was thinking about going in to check on her sometime soon, but I really didn't feel like it. You really helped out there.
Are you crazy? You really haven't changed a bit, have you? What do you think would have happened to her if I didn't go there to see her? She was completely malnourished.
But she was still alive, right? So everything's all good. If you're worried so much about her, why don't you just keep her with you? I don't mind. You see, I've moved in with my new boyfriend recently. But I didn't tell him that I have a kid. So if you keep her there, it works out perfectly.
Always looking out for yourself. But Katie isn't here with me and Dad.
What? Then where is she?
We gave her in to Child Protective Services. Even though she isn't registered as a relative or anything, we couldn't just leave her at that house.
What? You went to child services? Are you out of your mind?
Of course we took her there. I might be her half-sister, but you're the one with official custody and responsibility over her. Dad said that there was no way that he was going to pay you money, but that if we just took her in ourselves, you cause a big fuss. So, We decided to go through the proper authorities to make sure you didn't try and make us out to be the bad guys who took your daughter away or something like that.
Bring her back right now!
That's not happening. Child Protective Services should have contacted you by now. So, have they? How hadn't you realized that she was gone for so long?
I did get a few phone calls from some unknown number, but I assumed that it was just a debt collector or something, so I didn't pick up.
You're in debt too? Why am I not surprised? You're so pitiful.
Hey, I needed money to live.
And I bet you used all that money on yourself. If you had used it for Katie, there might still have been some hope left for you.
So what's going to happen to me? I did get a warning from Child Protective Services that time I left you alone too.
You'll probably get arrested for child abuse this time. Surely you know that.
Arrested? But all I did was leave the house for a few days. And this time, I even got Katie a phone so that we could still stay in touch. So, it's not like she was really on her own the entire time or anything. If something had happened, she could always reach me so that I'd come back and help.
How many times did she message you saying that there was no food left? And you didn't come back to get her more or help her. You just kept telling her to drink water. You even got angry at her for bothering you with such small things. I don't even know why you got her the phone if you were going to basically ignore her anyway.
It's not like she died or anything. What's the problem? I was trying to make sure I didn't mess up again like I did that one time with you. That's why I got her the phone. And now because of you, I'm going to get in trouble again. How are you going to fix this?
What are you talking about? Have you really lost your mind? Are you really this stupid? Don't do things that you know you'll get in trouble for if they're found out. It's that simple. If you have kids, then you need to raise them properly. If you're just going to leave them alone all the time, don't have them.
Katie's father told me that he would pay child support. That's why I agreed on the divorce. I'm not the bad guy here. It's my lying ex who won't pay for child support who's in the wrong. And your dad, who won't give me any money either, is also part of the problem.
I agree that Katie's father is also in the wrong for not paying the child support like he was supposed to. But she was still in your custody. You had a responsibility to look after her properly. You always try to find someone else to blame for your mistakes. That much still hasn't changed, I see.
How about this then? I'll give Katie over to you two. I don't need any custody over her. I'll rescind it. And in return, you can tell Child Protective Services that we've already reached a conclusion and that they don't need to be involved anymore. I'm really happy with my current life and new boyfriend. I don't want it to get messed up by this.
Dad and I don't need to do anything just for you to keep your life going as it is. Why should we cooperate with someone like you? You can go to hell for all I care. You've done the same terrible thing twice now, with 2 different kids. You don't deserve to be happy.
Mia, please. This is the one request I have of you. Help me out this one time. I'm begging you.
No way. It didn't matter how many times either. I or Katie wished and wished for you to come home. You never did. There's no reason at all for me to help you. Deal with all of this yourself this time. I hope you really feel the same despair that Katie must have felt all alone in that filthy house.
Mia, it's Katie.
Katie! It's so good to hear from you. I guess they finally let you use your phone there?
Yeah, someone taught me how to connect to the Wi-Fi here, so now I can finally message you.
That's great to hear. I'm glad we can finally contact each other again. I'm sorry I haven't been able to go and visit you. How have you been? Is everything okay?
Everything is good. Everyone here is really nice to me. But when do you think I'll be able to see Mom?
I think it won't be for a while. Mom is really busy with work at the moment, so she hasn't had time to visit you.
Oh, I see.
Listen, I spoke with my dad earlier. Katie, what would you say about living together with me and my dad?
Really? I could come and live with you and your dad?
Yeah. Of course, it's up to you though.
Then I'll be able to be together with you more, right?
That's right.
Oh, but won't I get in the way? I mean, you, me, and your dad, we're not family.
If we all live together, you will become family.
I will? By living together?
Yeah. My dad also said he hopes you come to live with us.
He really said that? Oh, that makes me happy to hear that. The pancakes he made for me that other time tasted so good. I want to have those again.
He'll definitely make them for you again. Just hold on a little longer.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much. I'll be a good girl and wait for you here.
Don't worry. I already know you're a good girl. We'll definitely come get you soon. I promise.
I'll be here waiting.
After that, Child Protective Services and the police looked into Katie's case and how Mom was treating her and decided to take away her custody rights. She won't be able to regain custody of Katie for several years. For that period, Katie would either be placed in foster care or given to another relative to be looked after. Dad and I had really hoped that we would be the ones to look after her. We looked into every avenue that might make that possible. While doing so, we were able to get into contact with Katie's father. He said that if we wanted to take care of her, he would be fine with that and wouldn't have anything against it. Just like Mom, he seems to be a selfish person. As long as he wasn't the one who would have to look after her, he was fine to go along with anything we said. It really annoyed me having to deal with someone like that. But in the end, it would be much better for Katie to come and live with us instead of such useless parents like her mom and dad. What an ironic situation. Mom was arrested by the police for abusing Katie in the way she did. But despite the arrest, she wasn't convicted and didn't go to prison. But after she was arrested, her new boyfriend found out not only that she lied about having a child, but also the way that she had treated Katie, and the relationship collapsed. On top of that, her dad also caught up with her. And I heard that she is living a pretty miserable life now trying to pay it all off. Katie has recently started bringing Mom up in conversation too. So I think she is finally starting to realize the truth of the situation. I think it's important that she does find out what really happened. But Dad and I decided to wait until she is a little older before telling her. To be honest, even I was a little surprised that my dad was so open in taking Katie to raise her. I don't have a whole lot of life experience right now, so maybe that's why I don't fully understand what he is thinking. But in normal circumstances, I think most people would really be against raising the child of their ex-wife and the man that she was having an affair with. I was the one who made the first move and tried to get Katie away from Mom without even discussing it with him. But instead of getting angry or scolding me, he praised me for my actions. I'll never forget how he patted my head and said, "You did the right thing." That moment will stay with me for the rest of my life. There's even a bit of feeling inside me that not only did I save Katie this time, but I also saved my younger self too. Saving Katie from the horrible situation she was in and receiving some positive affirmation from my dad made me feel really, really good. I hope that in the future, I can become someone as kind and compassionate as my dad. It's true that the three of us make up a kind of an oddball family, but I'm going to do my best so that we can all create happy memories together, and so that Katie will be glad that she came to live with us. I'll do everything in my power to protect my little sister from now on.